Here. So, today I thought we'd take a beat from talking about movies to talk about animation. I really enjoy animation, especially like adult animation, but just animation in general. It has taken levels of things and ideas of stuff and just created a whole nother level where people could take things. And I want to talk about animation that might not be as widely talked about, at least not in the circles that I frequent. So I just want to talk about it, let the world know, let guys that follow me know that these animations exist and they can check it out from the comfort of their own home, most of them right now. So first off, we're talking about Blue Eye Samurai. This is a great action thriller series just on its own besides the animation. It is literally like, if you like Shogun, You will love this. You will love this. It takes place in the samurai era. The people will have swords, and you follow this character and the story, and you don't know what exactly is. She's like a protagonist. She's a protagonist. She's an antagonist. She's like a hero, an anti-hero, and it's really good. It's a really good show. I definitely 100% recommend it. It's on Netflix. So far, only has one season, but boy, what a season! Definitely, I think it's going to get a second one, and it's really, really good. It's one of the best animated shows Netflix has produced, and this is it's up there with Castlevania. That's how good it is. And Castlevania, if you guys don't know, it's a video game they made into a series. And Netflix also helmed that. It's also animated, and it's also very good. It's not on this list right here because I feel like a lot of people have heard about Castlevania, but not a lot of people have probably heard about this. It's an original IP, original idea, and again, it takes place during the samurai times. But it's really, really good. Oh, everything, the action. If you like Avatar: The Last Airbender, that kind of fighting, it kind of lends itself to it in a way. Like it brought me back to that. Like the fight scenes in this brought me back to the fight scenes in that. Whereas I feel like they used maybe real people as influences and real like martial arts and samurai tactics and stuff to make this animated series. Anyway, next we have Nimona. It's an animated movie, also on Netflix. It's just a change of pace. I don't hear a lot of people talking about it, but it's one of my favorite movies that came out recently. And I think it came out this year. It might have been last year. I'm not sure. But I really, really enjoyed this movie when it first came out. Saw it on Netflix. It was a surprise how good it actually was. The story is a fun, new, inventive way of taking on, basically like fantasy, but in the modern age. It's really fun. And the character Nimona is hilarious. I laughed the whole way through. She's great. I think you'll love the story. You'll love the plot. You'll love the series or the movie from start to finish. It's very quick. Doesn't overstay its welcome. And everything that happens makes sense. And you feel for the characters, really do, like from beginning to end. It's a good movie, Nimona. Check it out. It's on Netflix. Again, all these things are like 5 out of 5 for me, or the top rated things for me. So if I'm telling you to check it out, it's because I believe it's worth your time and it's actually good. It's very well animated. It's very well acted. It's very well helmed, directed, shot, all that stuff. All of the criteria that I have for all the stuff. If I'm telling you these things, it's because these shows or series have all those things that I'm looking for, and more. Right. So next. Some people might have heard about this. Some people might not have. Love, Death, and Robots. It's an anthology series, so think of like Black Mirror or Twilight Zone, but animated. Literally every episode is a different story. They're about 15 to 30 minutes. They're not that long. Each animation is a different animation studio, is a different artist, different story, different writers, all that stuff, and each one has each episode contains a full story that could be a full-fledged movie, that could be a full-fledged series, some of them. And it's really, really good. I don't hear a lot of people, again, in my circles talking about it, but it's so good. It's so good. Its third season came out, I think, like a year ago or 2 years ago now. And every so often they come out with a new season. I don't know if they're going to continue because now the creators of this have created another series for Amazon Prime, I think called Level Up. And it's going to be about video games, and like they take stories from video games and create their own versions of stuff that might have happened in those games. So I don't know. Maybe they're going to continue also with Netflix, but either way, the point is this show is great. You guys should check it out. Love Death and Robots. It's really amazing. It has 3 seasons. Again, each episode's not that long. You can probably get through all 3 seasons in a single day and still have the rest of your day. But it's really well done. All of the animation, all the stories. They're like in any anthology series, there are some episodes that are better than others. There are some things that are going to stick with you. Some things that are like thrown away. They're like, I didn't really like that one. But check them out. It doesn't take much time. And then again, some of the best I've ever seen. Okay, next. Arcane. Here we go with another video game that became a series or on Netflix. And they did it amazing. I don't really play the League of Legends games. I don't really know much for the characters or whatever. So when I came into this, I'm coming into this blind, right? And they did it justice, I feel. I think the people that watch the show and play the games, they say that they enjoy the show. The show did the game justice, so I'm going to go with what they say because I don't really play the games. But just on the show based alone, it's on this list. That means it did its thing for me. As a nobody, like as I said, as it's trying to appeal to me because I don't play these games. I might pick up the game now thinking that it's something like the show, but I hear it's not really. But my point is, it's so good that the story within it's like it transports you. It really takes you there. The characters, especially the main 2, I'm gonna say protagonist, antagonist, depending on which time you're looking at them, and they really do a good job of portraying the emotional aspect of why they are the way that they are. There are, tropes. There's just bad guys that are bad guys. There are just bad guys that are bad. But for the most part, like the main characters that you're following, their trajectory into good or their trajectory into bad, you understand why they feel the way that they feel and because of the things that have happened to them, because there's flashbacks and flash forwards. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really good show. Season 2, I think, is either out now or coming out very soon. So you guys can catch up with season 1. And again, like I said, some of the best animation I've ever seen is in this show. Really good. Really good. And with the lighting and the colors and everything, it's so good. Okay, moving forward. This is an anime. Don't get mad at me. There are plenty of great animes. This is not the best anime. That's not what I'm saying here. This is also on Netflix. It's called Vinland Saga. For those that are anime, let's say anime bred, anime helmed, anime purists, this is like Berserk, but modern Berserk. And Berserk to me, or Berserker, it was a long time ago that I watched it when I was a kid. And now watching this as an adult, I'm like, wow, this is giving me like flashbacks. But they did some things I think better than Berserker did, and some things not that great. But either way, the animation, the way the story is told, the brave, how do I explain it? The chutzpah to do a second season to that first season. That is nothing like the first season. Like, you watch the first season of this show and you think you know this show. You know what second season is going to look like. You know all these things. No, you don't. Second season completely upends. It switches it around. It's like, but also it serves the story well. Like, there's a reason that happened and it makes sense. And then towards the end, everything kind of comes together in a way. So you're just like, okay, fine, you did this, And, yeah, characters that in the first season might have been, tough guys or not. So the cowards are so suddenly not cowards. Like, it's just everything turned on its head, I'm telling you. But it's because time changes people, right? And so this is a story of how that happens. And I really enjoyed it. The whole, like, again, season 1 to season 2 is pretty much the entire story. I don't think there's going to be a season 3. but just that alone is really, so if you ever watch any anime, because you're like, animes are too long, too many seasons, too many things. This one's very short. It's 2 seasons. They're not that many episodes. They're not that long of episodes, and they tell a very cohesive and awesome story about humanity and revenge and vengeance and the plight of man. Anyway, just check it out if you can. It's on Netflix. Like I said, 5 out of 5, as for me anyway. The Boy and the Heron. Now this, a lot of people might have heard about it, especially the Hayao Miyazaki heads, the Studio Ghibli heads. So, again, not a lot to sell me on. Hayao Miyazaki could make literally anything. He can make a 2-minute short, a 1 or 30-second short, and I'll be like, it's brilliant. Because the man just knows how to make stuff that just looks like, oh, I don't know if you can see behind me, but oh my God, the stuff happening on behind me is just, the animation's so rich, it's so good. And the stories that he tells are just so good. I don't know how to explain it. They're wholesome. They have a good message. They have a good story. You usually feel really good about the characters. Again, from knowing nothing from the beginning to like the end, you're like, holy shit, I love these characters. Anyway, The Boy and the Heron, it's on HBO Max. If you didn't have the joy to see it in theaters, it is on HBO Max. I didn't review it, I don't think, because by the time it was out or whatever, I did see it in theaters, but I was busy reviewing other stuff. And I just wanted to save it for this animation stuff because, again, if you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's on HBO Max. The Boy and the Heron's really good. It's really good. Again, if you like Hayao Miyazaki, if you like Spirited Away, if you like, this is actually more like Spirited Away in a lot of ways. But if you like Spirited Away, if you like Howl's Moving Castle, if you like Princess Mononoke, Kiki's Delivery Service, this is definitely in that vein. Definitely check it out. Okay? All right. Next, moving on. Speaking of HBO Max, they have a series that I think is on season 2 right now, and I feel like a kid every Sunday because it's Sunday mornings. They come out with the new episode every Sunday morning, and I feel like a kid because I watch it like every Sunday morning when it comes out. Unfortunately, it's weekly. It's not a binge, but season 1's already out, so you can binge that. Season 2 is coming out still weekly. But yeah, it's an animated Superman show, and it's like an anime. Like I think this is like Japan's version of the Superman, and it's really good. I like the retelling. I like the what they're doing with Superman, Lois. Like all of the stuff is really fun. It takes me back